Thank you.
There we go. Officially on record now.
Now we will officially call the meeting to order, and we'll have roll call. Marilyn Minucci,
Lizzie Thompson.
Barb Fish, Mary Helen Anderson.
Deborah O'Gara.
Alec McMurrin.
Yes.
Or Alcock.
Okay, so we have a quorum, and the next thing will be the approval of the minutes from the January 25th meeting.
I move we approve the minutes from the January 25th meeting.
And I second it.
Okay, there's been a first and a second, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so are there any amendments to the meeting agenda? Does anybody have any amendments?
No.
Okay, so I'm looking for approval of the meeting agenda.
I move to approve the agenda for March 14th.
I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, Alec. We don't seem to have any persons here. Is there anybody online
I don't think
that we want to participate? No?
Don't see anyone
Okay,
lurking.
so check, that's done. Now we'll move right along to director's report.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming together with this rather strange configuration. So let's see, for my report this month, I wanted to report that the inventory closure went really, really well. We got a lot more done than I imagined we could. So the entire fiction, nonfiction, DVD and magazines were collections were inventoried, and I reckon that's probably about 25 or 30,000 items.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I
huge.
know, right? So that's wonderful. So what that does is it puts our collection that's on the shelf in sync with what's on our online catalog. So everything that was not inventoried and captured as part of that process becomes missing. And so it's a customer service thing, because it's so frustrating for people when they go to the catalog and it says it's there and then we can't find it. It'll still happen, but it reduces the chances quite a bit when we go through this inventory process. So it was great. We did a bunch of weeding as well. And if you're a user of our children's nonfiction collection, you'll see Kari also did a beautiful revamp of that collection to try and wake it up and bring it up to date and make it fresh and clean. So that was a great thing as well. Let's see. Dorset Olson has created a t-shirt design based on our giant squid in the children's room. And I was hoping to be there and show you like a better picture than the one in the packet because it's a bit rough. It's gonna find a picture. And the t-shirt won't be exactly that color.
Did you say it won't or it will?
It won't be because the way it's printed on your packet is washed out. And what we've already found is that the one that we wanted is no longer being manufactured. So there's this whole back and forth process that happens with these projects that we're working through, but we're going to get something basically in the sort of heather dark teal.
Nice.
And my question is so is it all going to be men's sizes?
No,
Or-
well, these are unisex actually.
Unisex, okay.
Yeah, so rather than any women's sizes and men's sizes, we're just getting unisex shirts. And that way we have to deal with less shirts.
Right, I don't know, well, maybe it's a lower neck. I don't know, men's always are just so high.
Yeah,
Maybe-
and this actually is, it's actually not a men's, this one. I believe it is a unisex.
Then it will be, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you
But
mean about that choking feeling you get with men's.
Yeah.
t-shirts.
But
And we're
the-
getting
the-
samples, soon. So when we have samples, we'll have a chance to see what the neckline looks like.
Cool, the hoodie looks really good.
Yes, I like
I
that.
like the hoodie look. And will it only be in black then, is that what you're doing?
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay.
It's nice.
we're gonna order the minimum amounts of each of these so that, maybe we go for a teal t-shirt and then do a different color a year down the road. We don't want to order thousands of them and then just get stuck with these.
Right,
We could even try it on different, like a long sleeve t-shirt, or we don't know. We don't know how this is going to fly. So we were going to start with this as our sort of pilot. And then if it goes well, we could over the years switch out the colors, switch out the designs. And yeah,
Do you have a price in mind for the t-shirts and the hoodie?
I can't say yet. They gave me some, it depends on how many we order, what shipping costs are, which we don't know yet. So we have to pencil out all the costs. I'm liking
so-
t-shirts, I would think would be $20 to $25. I wouldn't want them to be much more than that.
Right. And then when is your goal to have them here to start selling them?
Well, um, as things happen, I guess we're working on it as quickly as we can, but there seems like there's always,
Yeah, I was just thinking it'd be really nice to have it for most of the summer.
yeah, that's what we were hoping
Yes.
to. Yeah. So we'll see.
Mayfest, right? That'd be good
Mayfest
too.
would be great when we have all those people in town.
Right.
So, but it kind of depends on a lot of factors, the availability of the shirts, the printing process, the shipping process, all that. If we're lucky by Mayfest, but that'd be best case scenario.
So what are you doing a company, when Rainforest was looking at things, we actually found a company in Fairbanks.
Oh, did you?
Have you stumbled across them?
No, but we're working with this company that does KFS, or the woman that does KFSK's
Oh, perfect,
shirts.
yeah,
So
okay.
she does a lot of small batch stuff and seems to be able to accommodate our needs. So, but that's interesting. There's one in Fairbanks. Good to know for the future. Yeah. Are there any other comments or questions about that? Oh, okay. So what else? Beth is continuing to train on library tech duties and doing fantastic. She's doing things like learning the wide variety of software products that we use. And more than I think anybody on staff realizes, except for Chris. And she helped Chris do an update of all of our Windows PCs and laptops a couple weeks ago, which is a pretty big thing. Great to have somebody else on staff that knows what that process looks like.
So then Tara, is Beth going to be the third full-time or more full-time person? Should the one?
24-hour-a-week person that we'll talk about in the budget? Yes.
Okay,
That's bad.
and then will you need to hire somebody to replace Beth?
No, the idea is that we would transition her position into a tech.
Okay.
Good, okay.
So let's see, we're just finished off today, the Build a Better World Reading Challenge. And I have in my report 75 readers, but it actually ended up being 103 people
Wow.
participated. We're finding that teen participation is up significantly. We did reach our goal of 50,000 minutes read. And so we're able to award two $500
Great.
I don't want to say gift certificates because, as you know, the money actually goes to a nonprofit. So two people could choose a nonprofit to give to, and Kari will set the winners tomorrow, I believe.
Good.
Exciting.
Yeah. So March programming, it's another busy month. Leah Riley has already taught folk art painting, and Ukrainian style egg decorating is coming up. Both classes are full. And Jessica Toth is teaching another baby massage and mama care class. That went really, really well last time. We're excited to have her as one of our teachers. Kathy Rousseau is the basket weaver from Ketchikan that I talked about at the last meeting. And she's coming for a slideshow and presentation and a 3-day basket weaving class at the end of the month, which I think will be fantastic. And we also have, you may have noticed as you came in, some extraordinary baskets on display.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see what I mean when I say she's a master. She's like extraordinarily talented. So that's funded by the Healthy Communities Grant, as well as, you guys know, the Petersburg Art Education Endowment. And the last thing I have is that I will be out of the office April 17th through May the 4th.
Okay.
What about the Xerox copier? Did
Oh, I
we
missed
talk
Xerox.
about that and I missed it.
We missed that.
Yeah, so our Xerox copier, it's chugging along, but it's at least 10 years old. I thought it was brand new when we got it. So it's reaching the end of its viable life and full of bugs, bad printing quality to be sure. So we're going to try to get some funding for that via our Rasmussen grant sometime in the next couple months. I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So the next one, unfinished business, that's you too, Tara.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a short agenda. So the main thing today is the budget. The budget due into the finance office on Friday, so getting in time for that. So the most significant change in the proposed budget is to turn one of our 12-hour library clerk positions into a 24-hour library tech 1 position. And this change will not only increase the hours for the position, but it will expand the training and responsibilities for the position as well. And basically it will be, Chris is a library technician 2. So on the union agreement, there's a library technician 1, which has never been, the tech position has only ever been filled by Chris. And so by changing the designation of that clerk position into a tech position, adding a few hours, I'm thinking that the person in that position will be permanently cross-trained and available to fill in for our technology needs in the event that we need a second. So, and to offset the cost of this, so my goal, because increasing staffing, as you know, is probably like the hardest budget thing that we come across. And so you might be able to tell that I've taken great pains to try and have a minimal impact on the bottom line. I did not want the library budget to go over $500,000 with a request for a personnel increase. Like that just seemed like a non-starter.
Yeah.
And so what I've done this year is we'll submit and Jody and Steve are pretty much on board with this, but it requires the assembly to approve it, is that some of the marine passenger fee funds be released to the library to help us with janitorial. And I think it's a legitimate request because I don't know if you use if you use a library in the summertime, you have to line up sometimes to use the ladies' bathroom. I mean, it's used.
Yeah.
It's the point of it's a meeting point, it's a tour stop, it's all of those things. So if this request kind of hinges on the release of some marine passenger fee funds, $14,250 worth to be specific, to offset some costs, so we can take that money and then move it into our personnel budget. And whether that can be done from year to year, we'll have to request it every year and see. Right now, they have a plethora of money in that account to do this. I think over $90,000 is sitting in that account. And I'm not sure what revenue it makes every year or what other requests might be on the table. So this is a 1-year solution to the problem.
Tara? So, remember a few years ago, we had a count on how many people walk through the door every month?
Yeah.
So I wonder if it would help for the assembly to understand how many people more come through the door in the summer as opposed to in the winter. Not that we don't have a lot of people come through the doors, and maybe it would be really good for you to include those numbers to help them understand why you're asking for the marine passenger tax.
That's a really great point, Marilyn. I will do that.
And I have another point, and that is with the book sale carts that are out this summer, all the people coming in the summer, it's amazing the extra money that the Friends of the Library do get from those people. So they're all coming into the library.
Right. But I know that you had kept track of
Yep.
1 year, and I think those numbers would help.
Yep,
Yeah, I'll take a look at
Right
this.
on the point.
yeah.
I can't remember, I just remember it was a lot.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
When you mentioned maintenance and repairs, how much of maintenance and repair gets actually spent? You mentioned it up in the text of the dialogue there, of what you were doing, and you were saying that, well, a lot of times that doesn't, the amount that's budgeted for there doesn't get spent.
Yeah, a great deal of it. Oh, and actually you can see the actual numbers if you look to the left of that.
Right.
Yep.
FY21 actual. You'll see
Oh, I see. Yeah, right.
and I actually budgeted a lot more this year, so I cut it. Another thing I forgot to say in my on the agenda is that we also have other sources of money for maintenance sometimes. One source of money is we currently have about $16,000 in unspent capital money from the new library project, which we've been doing things like getting the new fountain and getting the wainscoting fixed. So we've been fixing things that were not quite right in the new library construction with that money. And so I'm able to push a lot of construction projects this coming year into that $16,000. And we also have the library's general endowment, which we've never touched before, which is really, this would be one of the main purposes for that. So we have other money to spend. So I have no big projects lined up for this coming fiscal year. We've taken care of a lot of them this year, like paving that front
yeah.
area, things like that.
That did answer my next question, but it also, I think it's kind of cool that it's not more, that the amount spent isn't substantial. Like it's holding up pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, holding up pretty good. But and then I gotta say I haven't noticed anything lately. But what's going on with the wall back there? Is that still
The graffiti wall?
Yeah.
I know Sam, our maintenance person, has been looking to get the siding replaced because we really do just need to replace siding in a couple places in the building where there's been graffiti. And I have no idea he's ever gotten anywhere. I'm going to ask him. I'll circle back with him and see where that's at.
Yeah. He should just prime the whole thing and repaint it.
Yeah, just repaint it, a bright color.
So, one thing I've noticed in places down south is, and I'm sure this is why they did it, but walls that potentially could have been graffiti walls, they have allowed or contacted different groups, say a high school group or a whatever, and allowed them to paint pictures there.
Yeah.
And that takes care of the graffiti because it's younger people doing it. And other younger people respect not to. It's just like the whole thing at Greens Camp. There's that one sign on our whole island that has no bullet holes in it, and it was made in a school shop.
Oh, that's
A
weird.
billion years ago. That's exactly why.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's my theory, but really, I mean, it's the only sign on the island with not bullet holes in it.
Could you make a sign in the school shop that would cover that whole wall?
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Just give the kids the wall and
Yeah.
have them decorate it. It's like the wall down here on across, that's on the highway that has all the chalk.
Yes, all the
pictures on
chalk,
it.
yeah.
And the property owners just gave that whole
So-
cement wall
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
to the kids to
What are we
work
talking
on,
about?
do artwork on.
Have either the shop do
No, where are we talking about? What are you?
Christensen's
the
House.
cement wall that's on.
in front of Christensen's.
Oh, and Christensen's, right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Tara?
Yeah. I mean, we have to sort of make that into a program or something. And then
Yes.
also,
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and also figure out how to make it durable because it could end up really crummy really fast if
Right.
we do it the right way. But I don't see why we couldn't, incorporate that into some sort of a program.
And then I noticed over the years, because I like this one spot I saw 7 years ago in Bellingham. This year, it was different. So they have allowed the next wave of kids, whoever, to redo that art. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
okay,
like that.
okay,
Yeah.
keeps it fresh, keeps those kids' names or faces, so it's not like, oh, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. I also wanted to do about, actually, we would want to mount something on because you wouldn't want kids on ladders. It's it's a tall wall.
Right,
Yes.
You want to have it something that you can
definitely.
put up over the wall so that it can be easier to do. Yeah.
And it could be something maybe that could be in cooperation with Ashley DeRoss's art class. It's maybe Kari and her, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like this idea better. My idea was to plant sticker bushes underneath it.
Oh,
That's a good scenario.
Well, you can do both.
Do we have any clue who's doing it? I mean,
well, that was just a one-time thing. We had no idea who did it. And then we had one in the back too. Again, just a one-time thing. There's not There's no consistency to it. It's just a random
Oh.
person with a spray can and a bad attitude.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Maybe we can just keep it in mind.
Tara, are there any outside cameras? Weren't they going to be installed or?
Yeah, we're waiting on Devon to do that.
Okay,
Or we could just put up a camera, it doesn't have to be hooked up to.
that's right.
Area monitored.
I did that one time when I was having graffiti problems years ago, and I just put up a sign on the window that said, "Smile for the camera." And the vandalism outside my building stopped.
Yeah.
There was no camera involved at all. It was
Yeah.
just a little sign.
Clever.
You guys have any other questions about?
Oh, I had a question that someone asked me, and I should have mentioned it earlier, I guess, to put it on the agenda, but it was just about the fireplace. Is there, what's the story? I forget. I know there's a
What
story.
about it? It works.
It's
Oh,
working.
okay, but this person said they never see it on. Is it something you have to request to turn on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yep.
So if they want to, they could say, hey, can I have the fire on?
Yeah, and I think that there might even be a switch next to it. I wish
Oh, so
I,
you could just.
There is.
Just
just an
turn.
electric
There is.
fire. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I will answer that. I did not know that, so thank you. Glad to hear it's not working. But it is working.
Oh, yeah, it's working fine.
Okay.
Any other budget questions?
Do we need to vote on the general fund request?
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
that was my next thing after,
Okay.
because I contacted Tara to see if we need to vote on anything here.
Okay, what
So
are we voting on?
we're going to vote on the budget that.
Approving the
Tara
budget?
has,
This,
uh,
the budget, okay.
Put into
Yep.
the assembly
Mhm.
that we supported.
Okay.
So I'm looking for a motion.
I'd like to move that we do make a general fund request for FY 24, so that we can have these funds from the marine passenger fee of $14,250.
I second that.
Do we then also need to vote to approve the budget separately altogether?
For, that way, that's it.
Or is
Okay, that's another question.
I mean, the way you just worded that, we voted on adding the 14,000 to the budget.
Yes.
So that's a small piece of approving the entire budget, then we
We
also.
could just do it as presented. Approve it.
Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the FY 24 library general fund budget as presented.
and I second it.
Okay, any further discussion on that? Did you hear that okay, Alec?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, you're good to go, Tara.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really good idea.
Excellent.
Outside the box and all of that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So new business, we don't have anything, but does anybody have, maybe that you might have forgotten that we should have amended and put it there? New business? No? Okay,
No?
discussion items, Barb?
Okay.
Library update?
Our February 4th Friends book sale was a huge success. I don't think we've ever had as many people walk through the door and stay until 1 o'clock. I mean, it was full, the room was full the
Oh.
whole time.
That's why I was gone.
It was amazing. And the total that was in the cash box at the end was $363.50. And 160 of that was from the silent auction. So 203.50 was from books or any other donations that came in. So we're getting close to $400 every book sale. And I think the silent auction, since we get at least $5 a book instead of $1, is the result of that. Anyway, next book sale, Tara, thank you for printing the flyers, is April 1st, 11 to 1, and it will be this, I've got quite a few people. Thank you, Marilyn, for helping, and Mary Ellen. Anyway, we have a lot of silent auction books already.
Oh.
And one, we've got a couple Antarctica ones, so excellent, and some older used books. I'm really, really pleased with the selection of the books so far, and we've still got a couple weeks to go. So yeah,
Great.
lots of cookbooks, a lot of cookbooks.
What time does it start?
It starts at 11. It's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And Cindy and I put flyers all over town this last week, and we finished, what's today, Tuesday, yesterday. So I've got a few flyers left if anybody has a suggestion where we can put one that, we don't have one yet.
Did you get one up at the pilot?
I did,
Okay.
And
Yesterday.
the ramps at the park.
Yep.
Perfect.
yep. And the ramps, yep. Somebody suggested that, and I haven't, never done this, is ask at the PIA building. And I don't know if they have a bulletin board there or not, but that's one place I haven't been.
The picture.
We put stuff on the door. Just on the front
Yeah.
door.
Do they do that? Okay, maybe
And
I'll
then-
try
And there's
that.
a lot of offices up there now, so a lot of
Yes.
different people will
People coming
see.
and
Right,
going, and then
right.
Department of Motor Vehicles.
Right, okay,
gets a lot of
that's,
people.
yep.
Barb, do you put one up at the high school library?
Cindy has one to put up, but since it's spring break or winter break or whatever,
Oh,
she's
right.
gonna go next
Okay.
week and do that.
Perfect.
But no, we haven't. That was, Cindy came up with that, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so school and PIA.
Hey Barb, could you take
Yep.
nice pictures of 5 to 10 of your best books? And then I could post
Ooh.
those to Facebook along with an extra announcement.
So I will be happy to do
That's a
that.
great idea.
Good, yeah. I'll do that on Thursday. I won't have time today, but Thursday I will do that and get it to you. Yeah,
Yeah, we can easily do that. And it's also in the manager's report, so it'll be in front of the assembly.
good,
Um,
good.
at their next meeting on Monday.
Okay, perfect, good. And Marilyn, you said you were gonna talk about it on Tradio, I
Yeah,
believe, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
under discussion items, I just realized, we haven't met in person with Deb before. So
And I'm not
welcome
there.
in person.
But I've met you before in person.
Okay, welcome to the board and,
Yes,
I hope things are going well. I mean, how we meet is interesting.
Yep.
okay.
I mean, you know, COVID has helped us helped us with the whole, communication. thing.
Yes, it has. I mean, look at this,
I was
yeah.
at a,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just made it, so when someone's sick, they can just stay home and still go to meetings.
Right,
That's
and then,
great.
and that one meeting, I was sitting outside in the Juneau airport on my phone.
Oh,
I mean, you know, and you wouldn't even
Yeah.
have thought to do that
right.
That's true.
before,
yeah.
so, anyway.
So good thing we
Some
had a
good
pandemic.
things.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there's always a silver lining to every
Yeah,
There has been
tragedy.
some interesting things that have come out.
Yes,
Yes.
sir, yes.
So, we need to, we don't have a meeting date yet.
No, because I'm gonna be out of the office for about
Right.
2.5 weeks at the end of next month. And so
Okay.
I'm thinking we might not meet till end of May.
Okay.
Unless something comes
That's
up,
okay.
always I'll let you know. And the budget process, there may be something that comes up in the budget process and I'll let you know.
Right, and then if you need any of the board members at a meeting, you can let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will definitely.
Yes.
There for support
Yep.
for you. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, any other, words for the good of the order? Okay, then,
It is.
we'll have a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I-
Okay, great job, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tara.
that's
I hope
great.
you don't get it.
Could I have somebody walk over to the computer and hit end meeting or stop recording or something? I can't do that on my end.
Thanks for joining us, Alec.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.